I think it's been made clear. Season 2 has some of the best episodes of the entire series. And picking out my favorite ones was hard. It was even more hard to put them in order, but I thought I made a pretty good list. Now keep in mind, this is just my opinion, it's nothing official, nothing you guys need to take personally. And I have nothing else to say, so let's just jump right into my top 10 favorite episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 2. Number 10. If you haven't heard me say it before, I'll say it again. I don't like Rarity. She is an annoying, stereotypical train wreck of a character. Now that was what I thought of her, until I saw the episode Sweet and Elite.
I'm feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm flying cloud nine, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight.
I don't know if it was her song, or just her fully exploited personality in this. Whatever they did, it worked. I can finally see the likability in Rarity. And it only took a season and 9 episodes. It seemed like they could have used this same moral with any character, but I'm glad it was Rarity that learned something this time. She's still not my absolute favorite, but from here on out, I got nothing against her, and I have this great episode to thank for that. Number 9. Charlotte Fullerton has had some mixed reviews over these last few seasons. Not everyone liked A Bird in the Hoof, some people didn't like Baby Cakes, but no matter who you are, you gotta love May the Best Pet Win. Not only does it have the Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy duet, which is so damn catchy and pays homage to the play Wicked, but it also has what I consider the best one-episode character, Tank. He's the guy you root for all the way till the end. It amazes me that even when Rainbow Dash kicks him around and tries to pretend he doesn't exist, he still wins her over as her pet. It's basically the episode Sonic Rainboom in reverse. Instead of Dash learning how far determination can take you, she gets to see the same effect on somebody else, and I really think that's clever. While Dash can be a bit antagonistic in this, for me, it just makes the ending all the more satisfying. Number 8. Secret of My Excess. This episode came out right after Sweet and Elite, and with my newfound look on Rarity and Spike already being one of my favorites, right from the beginning I knew I was in for something great. This is the episode where Spike and Rarity's love interest finally goes somewhere, but it also fills my Godzilla fandom with joy seeing Giant Spike tear the crap out of Ponyville. But I can still see the cute little guy underneath.
Up the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
This one also does a great job in how the story unfolds. Apparently ponies don't know that much about dragons, and most of the episode is just Twilight figuring it out while Spike steals stuff, as well as the show. This is simply Spike at his best, and you can't go wrong with that. Number 7. A Friend Indeed. Alright, I can't talk about this episode without first mentioning that Smile song. It's amazing, it's Pinkie Pie's best song by far. What else? Well, there's Cranky, who's a surprisingly good character. He's pretty much Pinkie Pie's polar opposite. He's quiet, antisocial, pessimistic, but above all else, smart.
Listen, kid. I traveled around Equestria my entire life. I've made many friends. I don't need any more.
But Pinkie Pie only considers that a challenge and is hell-bent on making him smile. So we get a bunch of Pinkie's craziness, and it's made even better with Cranky's negative outlook on it all. There was a few things I wish could have been different about him, but for the most part, he and Pinkie Pie together just make this episode a lot of fun. Number 6. Hurricane Fluttershy. With bullying being as popular of a topic today, I was dreading when they'd make an episode like this. But to my surprise, it's really good. This is what most people say was Fluttershy's first episode, leaving out Putting Your Hoof Down being that she was portrayed as a total bitch in that. We get to see a lot more about how much of friends Dash and Fluttershy are, and thankfully Dash is actually really sympathetic in this one. I need to say there is something really strong about seeing Fluttershy crying. It really yanks at your heartstrings. Whether or not you've been bullied before, you can see all the pain that she's going through. And I definitely know that feeling. I myself have been bullied for a long time. Even here on YouTube. The other thing I love about this episode are the gags. Fluttershy is a tree, the old-timey informational video, Steroid Pony, the training montage, and of course the infamous...
You're game? I'm game.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I am gonna play this music.
Once I set the mood right, I'ma make it sound like
Number 5. The Last Roundup. 2 words. Derpy talks. More words. Applejack finally gets herself a good episode. If you want to know what I think of Applejack, I'm neutral with her. She's not bad or great, she's about as down to earth as this show gets. But for the people who say that she's the best character, I think this episode is a very good reason. When Applejack leaves to go to her yearly rodeo, she doesn't come back, so they go find her, but apparently she doesn't want to go home, for whatever reason we don't know yet. That was one of the few times in this show where it wasn't so predictable, and I didn't know what to expect. The ending is so well put together, it makes me want to shed a manly tear, and I can't do it any justice. Although, one more thing, this is home to one of the cheesiest lines ever spoken.
We can always find a way to fix that hole in the roof, but if you don't come back, we'll never be able to fix the hole in our hearts.
Oh my god, and people ask why I love this show. Number 4. Read It and Weep. You guys may be wondering why I put this so high on my list. Well, I'm more concerned how no one can see what this episode really is. It's a personal dedication to bronies. What, you don't notice it? Well, okay, listen to this. It starts with Rainbow Dash crippling herself and ending up in the hospital. When she's driven insane by a lack of excitement, she's approached by Twilight, who offers her a book. Dash immediately turns down the idea of reading a book and calls Twilight an egghead. Eventually she gives into the madness, reads it, loves it, and learns that she herself is now an egghead. Sound familiar to you all? You're approached by someone with the idea that My Little Pony is actually a good show. You immediately turn it away because in your heart you know that it sucks. For whatever reason, you watch it anyway. You figure out that it's not a bad show, it's actually worth watching, and next thing you know, you're a brony. Maybe even afterwards you might find yourself embarrassed and keep it a secret, kinda like Rainbow Dash. You see how it all fits? This was Hasbro's own tribute to every brony everywhere. That is fan appreciation you can't touch. No one can. And it makes me sad inside to see that instead of praising this episode, people were just bitching and moaning about how it was the 3rd Rainbow Dash episode of the season. The fact that the studio took time to give you something this special, to give something back to the community that made them who they are today, deserves a lot more love than that. Number 3. Lesson 0. This was Season 2's Feeling Piggy Keen episode, in which that it's just insane. It's one what the fuck jaw-dropping moment after another. Explosions, ass-kickings, pedophilia, all in the same episode. There's nothing else that needs to be said. None. Number 2. The Return of Harmony. For as much doubts as I had about the 2nd season, this episode kicked me in the ass with how good this show still is. What really makes this episode is Discord. Been a while since her last villain, so they brought one back in full. I already explained why I love this guy so much in my Moments video, but basically, he's a genuine, entertaining asshole who turns the rest of the characters into assholes.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
All while looking for each other in a maze before they all lose their sanity. A concept that reminds me a lot of the Great Maze from Harry Potter 4. Emotions also run high in this episode. It got really depressing seeing these characters we've come to love over the series go their separate ways, and it makes it even happier when they all come back and give Discord the closest thing to death we'll ever get from this show. First 2 episodes of the season, and one of the best. Once again, before I give my number 1, here's some honorable mentions. Luna Eclipsed. Many people like this one because of Luna, and she is a lot of fun for not having a single appearance since the pilot episode, except what I can't take are the kid characters. Other than that, not a bad episode. Dragon Quest. Yeah, I know, nice title. I had a hard time choosing between this one and Secret of My Excess. They both do a great job in explaining how dragons work in this world, but like Luna Eclipse, the supporting cast takes away a lot from this episode. Why did they choose picking on the new guy formula? That's only been done a million times. But the stuff that's good is still really good, and it deserves a mention. And last, we got Hearthwarming Eve. As the title suggests, it's one of those feel-good episodes. If you ever had a bad day or just feel depressed, this is something that fixes it. From an emotional standpoint, this one is great, but from a storytelling perspective, it's the six main playing themselves in a play about making friends. Not the most creative, but still, I had fun watching it. And finally, my number 1 favorite episode, A Canterlot Wedding. Yep, you all saw this one coming. Take everything I love about the first 2 episodes, multiply it by 10, add a new villain, new characters, a Sonic Rainboom, DJ Pond 3, the most epic fight scene ever, and a villain song, and you got yourself the best damn episode. Again, just like Return of Harmony, I had doubts, for the fact that they're bringing in characters that haven't even been mentioned before, Twilight's non-existent brother, Shining Armor, getting married to her full sitter, Cadence. To much of my surprise, these characters are great, and the scenes with them in Twilight are adorable. Anyone who has an older sibling or that perfect babysitter they remember will easily be able to connect with them. But the one who steals the show is Queen Chrysalis. First of all, she looks amazing. Second, she is the first to have a villain song, which is unbelievable. Third, in an anticlimactic battle, she fucks Celestia up. And last, her changeling army makes the perfect punching bags for the six main.
Say hello to my little friend!
Screw that! Say hello to My Little Pony! Frankly, I'm stunned. They're going to have a hard time topping this in Season 3, but that's what I said about Best Night Ever and Return of Harmony. So I guess the moral is you never know what the future might hold, because when things couldn't get much better, we get something like this. So that does it for this list. Thanks for watching. Next up are my least favorite episodes, and yes, I am reinventing how I do it, and hopefully it'll be a lot better. So, see you then.
So we don't have the strength to go, whoa!